but she said she'd spend her time in heaven doing good on earth, and I think she meets us all where we are in that way. Her life was not easy. There was a lot of calumny and people who didn't like her and talked trash about her. I mean, the nuns, she was really, really sick, were talking amongst themselves and said, I don't know what we're going to write in her obituary because she didn't do anything. What do we write about her? And I think that we all struggle with that. Like, what have I done? I need to do these great big things, and social media doesn't help. And the fact is, we don't need to do anything but live our daily duties out in trust and surrender and serve the people in front of us. It's very simple. I'm Mackenzie, and today is St. Therese's feast day. Happy Feast of St. Therese, you guys. Feast days are like holidays in our house. So my oldest is named Therese, and it's funny because St. Therese was never on the top of my list. In my mind, she never did anything remarkable, and she was just this little girl who was 15, entered Carmel very young, and died at 24 of tuberculosis. And that was what I thought. To be honest, the saints pick you, and you don't necessarily pick them, because I love a lot of different saints, but Saint T has followed me since day one. So let's see. When I first heard of her, we were on our honeymoon on our way to Italy to meet the Pope Francis, 2015, and I was sitting next to this sweet old Irish man. And I love the Irish old men. They're so cute with their little rosaries. And he was so kind. We got to talking about St. Therese. He told me about her little way. I knew of her, but again, didn't think much of her. And he gave me a little picture of her as he was heading to her parents' canonization, St. Zelly and Louis. And it's nap time. And he told me I needed to get close to her. And I have not lost that little image since. I will show it to you guys. It has come with us through 11 different houses and moves and places, and I bring her everywhere. So that was just the first of it. When I was in Poland leading a group of 50 pilgrims for World Youth Day, I was freshly married and certain I wasn't pregnant, as the doctor told me it'd be really hard for me to get pregnant. LOL. I took a pregnancy test the day I was leaving, and sure enough, I was pregnant. So I went to Poland, where JP2 was born and lived, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having a boy, and his name's going to be John Paul. Bada bing, bada boom. And again there, Therese was following me. In a sea of thousands of pilgrims, I was sitting on a rosary that was made of little roses. And there are so many stories like that for a lot of you, I'm sure, where St. T just showers you with roses. But what strikes me about her is she didn't do anything crazy remarkable, but she reminded us of the gospel message during a really kind of crazy time for the church and what it means to love. We are all little. We're all just so broken, and we're all so broken and have these wounds and these shortcomings and these little faults and weaknesses, and we're not supposed to be perfect. Like, he loves us in those imperfections, and he comes in those places. And it's easy to look at the saints and be like, wow, I will never be a saint. I will be lucky to make it to purgatory. And he says, no, he made you, he loves you, and he can work in those places. I mean, St. Therese was an extremely sensitive little girl. She cried over the silliest things and got really worked up and angry over small things as well. And quite frankly, I can relate to her. So he used those things, and she really matured in her young adult life and knew her weakness and embraced her weakness and gave it to him and put it at the foot of the cross and said, I'm not going to be a great saint, Lord. I cannot. It is not in me to become great. But you made me, and you're asking me to follow you. So show me the way. And it was the little way that he gave her. And she gives all of us the little way. We each have our own little way. And I think it's a lot of times in our hidden life, or wherever you find yourself. If you're single, young, 30s, 40s, and you're in the middle of your life, married, with children, without children, wherever it is, it's doing the small things in our day-to-day with great love and surrendering it all to him, even the really rough stuff, because she had a troubled childhood too. She lost her mom when she was really young. Her sisters and dad basically raised her. She entered Carmel at 15 and then died at 24. She's in that 24 club. So her life was very short on earth, but she said she'd spend her time in heaven doing good on earth. And I think she meets us all where we are in that way. She teaches us to love and to not count the cost and to give it over to Jesus and to surrender and trust him fully with everything, because she did that. Her life was not easy. There was a lot of calumny and people who didn't like her and talked trash about her. I mean, the nuns, when she was really, really sick, were talking amongst themselves and said, like, I don't know what we're going to write in her obituary because she didn't do anything. What do we write about her? And I think that we all struggle with that. Like, what have I done? I need to do these great big things. And social media doesn't help. And the fact is, we don't need to do anything but live our daily duties out in trust and surrender and serve the people in front of us. It's very simple and so easy to not do. So if St.Therese teaches us anything today, I hope it's that our vocation is to love, just like hers, just like she said hers was. My vocation is to love. So love and surrender and trust and do those small things, those tiny things, little acts, like for me, doing a 15th load of laundry and changing a 20th diaper with love, because it can be offered as a prayer. So happy feast. I hope you guys have a great day.